Hi guys, welcome! In my previous Trapper build video for Rangers, we have already discussed the stats, skills, runes, equipment cards, and pets needed for the Ranger Trapper build. If you haven't watched that yet, I have the video linked down below. This time, we'll continue with the best farming spots and tips, strategy to one-hit MVPs with traps, and some changes in episode 6 that will affect Trapper Rangers. Hopefully by the end of this series, you'll get a clearer idea on how to use trap skills effectively. Alright, without further ado, let's begin. Let's first discuss some farming tips. For your auto skill slot, just put in the trap skill and your self buffs, True Sight and Exceed Break. If the mobs are far apart, you may place Wind Walk in your auto skill slot, which will boost your movement speed. At early levels, SP sustainability is a big problem. Aside from having SP regen gears, you may combat SP problems by placing Playing Dead in your auto skill slot. This is the cheapest but more time-consuming solution. Another remedy is to just cook and eat 1-star foods for SP discharge, or collect free warm and hot meals. If you're having trouble in killing monsters with one hit, you can supplement your trap skill damage by using consumable items such as Dex Meals, Int Meals, or cooked foods that give magic penetration like the original Will Juice. But if you can already one-hit mobs even without food, it is recommended to eat cooked foods that decrease cast delay for more efficient farming. An example is original Will Salad. Next, let's dive into the Trapper build farming spots. There are a lot of monsters that you can farm with the Trapper build. Here I've listed some of my suggestions. At level 40 or once you've become a hunter, you may use Claymore Trap to grind in the Goblin Forest. You may kill the Goblin Buckler due to the elemental advantage of Claymore Trap against Earth Element. They drop Sticky Mucus and Great Nature. At level 50, you can start farming in the Ant Hell. Most of the monsters found here are of Earth elements such as the Andre, Pierre, De Niro, Vitata, and G-Earth. They drop Skell, Garlet, Flamehearth, and Great Nature. Getting an Andre card or Elven Ears blueprint is also a plus. At level 65, you can head to Pine Cave and farm Munak. They usually spawn close together, so you'll be able to farm more loots with the AoE damage of Claymore Trap. At level 75 and with decent equipment, you can make your way to Orc Village and farm the Orc Archer and Orc Warrior. Orc Warrior gives Skullbone and Rough Iridicon, while the Orc Archer drops Glass Bead and Awakening Potion. At level 85, you may head to Glassheim Outskirt and farm Sky Petite using Landmine. Hand of God and Illunium sell fast in exchange. At level 95, you may grind the Punk at the Clock Tower first floor. Temporal Crystal is quite sellable in the exchange nowadays. At level 106, you may start farming Carrot found in the Toy Factory second floor. Frozen Hearts sell fast in exchange. You may stay here until you've reached level 120. However, if you're tired of grinding carrots, you can still farm in other maps such as the Ainbrook Field, wherein you can farm Martin and Geographer with Claymore Trap, or Harpy with Landmine. Magma Dungeon, wherein you can farm monsters using Electric Shock, or lastly, we have the Niflheim maps, wherein you can farm undead monsters using Claymore Trap or other monsters with Electric Shock. As you can see, there are a lot of farming spots for trappers wherein you can earn much with low Zenny investment needed. Next, here are some tips you need to take note of when using traps against MVPs. Before going into battle, you need to use some consumable items first, such as the original Will Juice for additional magic penetration, original Will Ice Cream for additional damage to boss monsters, and Dex and Int Meal B for higher magic damage. You may also have a priest cast Blessing on you, which grants additional Dex and Int. When fighting against boss monsters, you need to manually cast your skills. The skills that you need are True Sight, Exceed Break, Detonator, Claymore Trap, Landmine, and Electric Shock. Placing Frost Trap is just optional since it deals lower damage. Make sure that Detonator 1 rune is enabled so that your traps won't be triggered by the monster. Positioning is very important in setting up traps. Make sure that your distance from the boss monsters does not get aggro when casting traps. Ideally, the boss monsters should be apart from each other. Once you are in position, cast True Sight, Self-Buff, and Detonator. Then manually place your traps near the boss monster as fast as possible. This is because you only have a few seconds before Detonator expires. You can put a maximum of 12 traps, but it will take a longer period of time. For me, the maximum traps I place is 4 Claimer Trap, 2 Electric Shock, and 2 Landmine. Once all traps are placed, cast Exceed Break Self-Buff, and then tap Detonator again for the traps to explode and one-hit kill the MVP. This setup requires some practice, so you may start first with lower floors and then make your way up. Adjust the number of traps accordingly. If you can already one-hit kill the boss monster with just 1 to 2 traps, then it's good. If you still find difficulty in one-hit killing the boss monster on your own, you may request for a priest to cast Lex Eterna before detonating the traps to amplify the damage. This build requires a lot of trial and error to be able to estimate how much traps you need to kill different boss monsters. Also, take note that the HP of boss monsters vary per ET floor. Spashar is a special case wherein it has a lot of damage reduction, so you can't one-hit kill it. Also, this build is not recommended for boss hunts as it will take a couple of seconds to set up your traps. Other players might try to lure the boss away from your traps, preventing you to get the MVP. As such, I only advise using this build for boss monsters in instances like the Endless Tower, Valhalla Ruins, and Oracle. But the good thing about the Trapper build is that you won't depend heavily on Guild Blessing and Attack and Magic Attack Handbook rewards to boost trap damage. What you just need to do is to invest in Praying cards. For Attack Praying cards, you need to max out Ignore Death and M-Pen. While for Element Praying cards, you can max out Fire, Earth, Wind, and Water damage. As a bonus tip, you may also get more Dex and Int stats by doing the following. You can multi-drop to the Professor and Sorcerer class for additional Dex, and the Champion, Shura, High Wizard, and Warlock class for additional Int. Get Headwear deposit and rewards from the Pisces and Leo Diadem. And lastly, get card deposit rewards from the following cards: Familiar card, Wormtail card, Silly Lady White Snake card, Tarot Star card, Rocker Star card, Miscase card, and Zerum card. I hope that with these tips in mind, you'll be able to finally clear your weekly instances and attain one-hit kill on the mobs you're farming. Lastly, let's take a look into the future changes that will affect Trapper Rangers. In Episode 6, there will be a new rune system wherein you can get advanced runes. There are 2 runes that will be beneficial for the Trapper build, and these are the following. First, we have an S-rank rune that increases the damage effect of Instrument Expert and decreases the cast delay of Electric Shock. And the other one is a B-rank rune that increases trap damage and dex from Trap Research skill. Another change in Episode 6 that will affect Trapper Rangers is the introduction of Armor Synthesis. A Tier 8 Stardust Robe can be fused with a Tier 8 Orleans Gown and Tier 2 Cat's Blessing to get the Sneaker Cloak. Compared to just using a Tier 8 Stardust Robe, the Sneaker Cloak gives additional Def, Magic Def, Dex, Max HP, Max SP, and 10% Ignore Def. It has a new effect that increases trap skill damage by 2% for each refinement level. Starting from plus 8 refinement, each refinement level will also give plus 1% magic damage. This will definitely become the best armor for the Trapper build in Episode 6. Other new items and tier upgrades in Episode 6 are: Nile's Bracelet can be upgraded to Tier 8 which gives plus 3 dex. And Crystal Pumps can be upgraded to Tier 8 which gives plus 2 int. Alright, so far we discussed all the recommended stats, skills, runes, equipment cards, pets, farming tips, and MVP tips for the Ranger Trapper build. We also took a look into the Episode 6 changes that will affect this Trapper build. I hope that with this guide you'll be able to unleash the potential of the Ranger's trap skills. Alright, that's it for this video guys. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed watching this guide. If you're new here, I would love for you to consider subscribing by hitting the red subscribe button down below. I would love to have you back. Thank you for watching and see you in our next episode.